Hello, welcome to the JBA Network, and today we have a new series coming right now. This is unexpected. I was thinking about making this for the channel, and we're going to do it. So, first of all, I want to get this out. This is not JBA Junior Basketball. This is Jordan's Basketball Association. This JBA was made before that league. This is JBA's original. So we are not related to the Junior Basketball League. So we are a private league. Well, really a public, but a private league with selected players. And today we're going to have the new series called Behind the Player, which is behind the scenes of the player. Not like, oh, what happened in this game? Their origin. Who are they? And fully explain. So first episode, we're going to kick it off with a guy named Frank. So this guy recently signed with Trent a few weeks ago. And why is this really important? Why is he being analyzed? Because he's been in the league for almost 30 years. Actually, to be specific, 25. This is going to be his 25th season. So do 2018 minus 25. So he's been playing the league since 93, 92, 93. So about 25, 26 years. He has currently won one championship in that 26-year span of 93. So he basically got into the 93, 94, basically got a team. And we're going to analyze. So 93, 94. Oh, and by the way, I don't know how long these are going to be, so this is my first time doing it. And then we'll do probably a bunch of people throughout the year. And yeah, and special announcement, JBA regular season starts in 10 days. Well, 9 days from tomorrow, October 10th. So don't miss game one. We're going to have some good matchups. So let's get right into the story. So basically, who is Frank? Frank is a player. He was in the 90s season. He's an OG. Basically, the league started back in the 60s. It expanded back. It was a JPBA, which is a private basketball league with selected players. And then they expanded in 96, which means they're more public. So anyone can join the league. What I mean by private is you had to have all this crap to be in. You had to be friends with people in the league, but now it's actually public. So you can be a weird guy off the streets and you can actually apply for a team. You have to try out and all that. You can't just be a murder and like whatever, a victim and like a suspect of a murder, and you can join the JBA, get money, and get away. No, they do background checks and all that. It's like the NBA, but more. It's basically the rejects of the NBA. But there's many people who went from this league to the NBA. Just kidding. No, you don't know. No one. So basically, Frank went into the 93, 94 draft. So in the 1993 draft, he was so basically how the draft works is you have teams, but he applied for a team. He didn't. He actually went to the draft. He could have got another spot because he was basically one of the top people. You have to apply for it, either your skill, your rank. You're basically your skill. Okay. Like Caden was horrible. Like you have teams, they can be horrible, but basically how to vote someone out is basically what they're analyzing today. This year is they're going to start like get rid of people that are the worst so they can have more opportunities of people getting in there. It's not like, oh, you're a suck thing. It's just to get more people into the league and have more of a chance. And so basically, Caden was removed, if you didn't know, of violations of JBA for basically cheating. And he cheat by like, I don't know, it wasn't disclosed he was cheating, quote unquote. So they didn't disclose it. They'll disclose it soon. They're still investigating. They investigated last year. They found him, whatever, cheating or something like that. And they said after the season, he'll be out. He could have made the championship. They didn't say anything about that. You can win the championship when you're on a suspension. So Caden's on a suspension for 15 games. No, 15 games. He played the preseason with Jackson. He's on Jackson. He's on a 10 to 15 game suspension, but he's injured, so it doesn't really matter. How the JBA works is you can be injured and you can still serve your suspension. Just you don't really have to say you're injured, but you can't be on the injury report. So basically, you're just holding up a free spot. You can't hold up your injured reserved spots. But going back into it, he went into the draft. 93, 94. He got drafted number 41 in the draft by a guy named who was it? George. Frank played for George for a whole season, left George, made his own team in 94. And then 94, 95, he sucked. He went fifth. He went seventh in the conference. He lost to the second seed. And then 95, 96 season rolled around. What made this season so good is George was on so basically Frank went on another conference and then George went on the opposite conference. So he was on the opposite conference. Frank got his own team on the opposite conference. What they didn't expect is both of these people made it to the finals. So Frank versus George, it was a 4-2 series. Frank went 63-19 season. Who did it win? Who won? Frank. And that was his first championship. And George was furious. George went on after that to win one more championship and to retire in 2003 season. Yeah, so basically, if you didn't know what George actually went like, well, we might talk about George later, so I'm not going to disclose it. You'll find out if I make one. But he went 1 for 3 in the finals, so that was pretty horrible for him. He lost to Henry twice, back to back. So next season, it was basically Keyshawn took over George. Keyshawn said, I got you down. And Keyshawn basically took over and won it all against Frank 4-0, which was weird. But we go into the 97-98 season. Frank disappeared. And then we zoom all the way to the 2004-2005 season. Frank is now magically still has a team. He gets swept 4-0. And he had the most sweeps, 4-0. Basically, after his championship, he went 0-8 in the finals. In the playoffs, he went 0-16. He made it to the playoffs twice, being the 3 seed and the 2 seed. That he was the second seed to get swept by a 7th seed. Who was the 7th seed? You want to guess? It was actually, we don't know. I don't know. The 7th seed was actually named Nick. And Nick didn't win the championship. That was back 2000. That was in 2000. Nick was the 7th seed. He was struggling, and Nick lost to the 3 seed, which was Tanner. So, and then Frank lost a 3 seed. He got swept. He was the second ever seed to get swept So basically, number one never got swept. A 1 seed actually got beaten 1-4. But that's the lowest. No 1 seed got swept. Frank's the only person to get swept 4-0. 3 seed, it was Frank. And it was another 3 seed that got swept was George. Back into 2004 season. And that's when he retired. So he got swept by 6 seed. And that 6 seed was Davion. He went on. He was 55-27, really high because everyone was winning their games in the conference. So he went on to win the championship. The 6 seed wins the championship. Davion was the only 6 seed to win the championship. There's a bunch of 6 seeds to the conference final. Back in Peyton. But we might see a 6 seed this season. We don't know. And then Frank disappears. Basically, he was reported retired after the 2005 season when he got swept by Daniel. And no one knows what happened to him. Where did he go? We have that evidence. People have been investigating. He signed with in the 2004, 2005, from 2005, 2006 to now, basically 2007. He played teams in only 12-year span. Right, 2005, 2006. Yeah, 12-year span. 7 teams he played for. Joshua. No, so basically he signed with Bryce. Bryce retired. So Frank went to another team. He went to Andy. He retired with Andy. He got off of Andy. He went to Joshua. Joshua lost the championship. But guess what? He went to Devin. It was Joshua versus Devin. Joshua wins 4-3. And who makes the game-winning shot? Jordan. Jordan played for the 2009-2010 season with Joshua. We'll get more into that. That'll be episode number 2 with Jordan. That's going to be the most highlighted. People have been requesting that. That's going to be... Why didn't we make it number 1? Episode 1? Because Frank was the weirdest. Frank has the weirdest season. He's still playing today. He just finished with another 20-point game. A win over Kean at their home. So he went to different teams. He went back to Joshua. Joshua retired in 2012-2013 season. And then he went to Caleb. He went to Logan. And yeah. But Frank should have stayed on Logan because Logan was playing 2015-2016 season. He sucked. And then Frank just went in the free agency. And then he got picked up. 2016-2017. Frank got picked up after the 2017-20 season by Trent. And he's doing pretty good now. But he should have stayed on Logan because Logan now recovered from a torn MCL. He is back. And Logan, we put him in the rankings. He is ranked number 5 in the JBA because he got a steal in the draft. He got the number 2 pick because Nash got rid of his number 2 pick. And who did Nash get? Nothing. He basically got us like 2 second-round picks. And Nash got rid of Trey. Trey went to Jordan. Trey's been injured. He's been questionable. So that is that story. Frank winning a championship to disappearing. Will he win another championship? We don't know. See, Trent's won 4 championships. Frank has never won a champ until today. Actually, Frank was close to signing with him in 2011, 2012, and then he actually went to like Andy. He should have stayed until 2013, 2014 because Andy was there. But he actually got waived off the team. And he went to some other team. He went to like Jared. And then Jared went to like the playoffs. Because Frank, Frank as an individual player, like a team owner, like in the playoffs, 4 and like what, 18? No. So basically he got 4-0 swept, 4-0 swept, 4-0 swept, 4-0 swept. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 0 16, 4 and 18 in the playoffs. It's horrible. It's a really low record. He is basically going 22.22% in the playoffs, which is not good. So Frank went from a really awesome player after like 2 years of like doubt in this debut of the season. He came back, he won a championship, and then he just fell. He disappeared. No one knows what happened to him. And now he's back. He's been playing those 25 years on different teams. He played for 8 different teams. He played with George. No, he played for 9. All those people I mentioned, a bunch of them in the current era, but he played for himself and George. Himself counts as a team. So Jordan played for 2 teams, himself and Joshua. Jordan has 3 championships. Jordan is actually, 3-0 in the finals? That's a pretty good record. Because he went with Joshua, 2009, 2010, won that. And then Jordan left, found his own team, and then he never went to the finals. He went to the playoffs twice before, like the Trent era, the Trent 2 championships, 2014 through 2016. Jordan went to the playoffs twice. He got an 8 seed, a 4 seed, and then Jordan made it to the finals twice. Beating Trent and Nash. Jordan looking to beat another young fellow. Jordan is just rising up in the rankings. He's projected to go 82-0. But that will be a story for later. We will see you guys later. Peace out. And in conclusion, good luck, Frank. So, hope you guys liked the video. Peace out. And make sure to subscribe, like, and don't miss the JBA regular season game number 1, which is October 19th. So don't miss that. Peace out.